Hello, this is Jack Yost, your business professor, and I'm bringing to you Chapter 11, Motivating People under Management Theory and Practice 323, offered by the Catholic University of America. One of the most unsettling things in the workplace today is to have a nervous boss, especially when you're the one making him nervous. Now, here's how we can assure that we will not have a nervous boss, that you will not make your boss nervous. And one of the ways to do that is to show your boss that you are internally motivated. That we know that it is part of your manager's job, the boss's job, to plan, organize, lead, and control. That part of the boss's job is to motivate his employees, to motivate his staff. It's all part of that leadership thing. But your boss, remember, between me and you, doesn't know what he's doing. It's a secret. He'll never tell you, but he doesn't know what he's doing. He's still learning his job. It takes years, takes decades to become a good manager of on-the-job training. But you can help him through motivation of yourself and to show how that's done. The takeaway from this this segment today of this lecturette is a simple two-part formula that I want to distill down from these slides. The formula is that like plus likelihood equals motivation. If you like what you're doing and there's a likelihood of success, a good chance that you'll succeed, that you will be motivated. And I want you, the alert student, the supporting staffer, or the training manager in training, to be internally motivated, that you don't have to be externally. That's one less thing for your boss to worry about. And if your boss is worried less about you, you won't make him nervous, and you'll be a success. Let's unpack this chapter and see what that looks like on how to make the boss less nervous. Motivating people. Our learning objectives today is to understand the principles for setting goals that motivate employees. Give examples of how to reward good performance effectively. Describe the key benefits that affect people's motivation. Explain ways in which people's individual needs affect their behavior. Define ways to create jobs that motivate. Summarize how people assess and achieve fairness. Identify causes and consequences of a satisfied workforce. Motivating people. Motivation, defined, is forces that energize, direct, and sustain a person's efforts. Managers must motivate people to join the organization, remain in the organization, and come to work regularly, on time, and sober. Setting goals. Goal-setting theory. A motivation theory stating that people have conscious goals that energize them and direct their thoughts and behaviors towards a particular end. There are four characteristics of motivational goals, as we see in Exhibit 11-1. Setting goals. Stretch goals. These are targets that are particularly demanding and sometimes even thought to be impossible, like John F. Kennedy's speech, where we will go to the moon, send a man to the moon within a decade and return him safely. A stretch goal. Reinforcing performance, the law of effect. A law formulated by Edward Thorndike in 1911, stating that behavior that is followed by a positive consequences will likely to be repeated. Reinforcers are positive consequences that motivate behavior. Reinforcing performance. Positive reinforcement is applying a consequence that increases the likelihood of a person repeating the behavior that led to it. Negative reinforcement is removing or withholding an undesirable consequence. Reinforcing performance. Punishment, administering an adverse consequence. Extinction is withdrawing or failing to provide a reinforcing consequence. The consequences of behavior seen in Exhibit 11.2. The greatest management principle in the world is seen in the next slide. Performance-related beliefs. Expectancy theory is a theory proposing that people will behave based on the perceived likelihood that their effort will lead to a certain outcome and how highly they value that outcome. Under expectancy, if you try hard, will you succeed? This is where the employee's perception of the likelihood that their efforts will enable them to attain their performance goals. If you try hard, will you succeed? Of instrumentality. This is the perceived likelihood that performance will be followed by a particular outcome. Valence. The value an outcome holds for the person contemplating it. The basic concepts of expectancy theory is seen in Exhibit 11.3. Effort with expectancy, performance, leads to instrumentality and outcome. Managerial implications of expectancy theory. 1. Increases expectancies. Number 2. Identify positive valent outcomes. 3. Make performance instrumental towards positive outcomes. Maslow's need hierarchy. Maslow's need hierarchy. This is a concept of human needs organizing needs into a hierarchy of 5 major types. The first, the bottom, is physiological, which is food, water, sex, and shelter. Number 2 is safety or security, protection against threat and deprivation. 3, social, friendship, affection, belonging to, and love. 4 is ego, which is independence, achievement, freedom, status, recognition, and self-esteem. And 5 is the top of the pyramid, self-actualization, realizing one's full potential, becoming everything one is capable of being. The old Army slogan, be all you can be. Maslow actually thought that no person that you could only be self-actualized when you were over 50. Another version is Alderfer's erg theory. This is not the erg on a crew team. This is where human needs theory. It's a human needs theory postulating that people have three basic sets of needs that can operate simultaneously. Existence needs, all material and physiological desires. Relatedness needs. This involves relationships with other people and are satisfied through the process of mutually sharing thoughts and feelings. And growth needs motivate people to productively or creatively change themselves or their environment. McClellan said managers seek achievement, affiliation, and power. Need for achievement, a strong orientation towards accomplishment, and an obsession with success and goal attainment, which is the hallmark of what managers need, according to the text. Need for affiliation reflects a strong desire to be liked by other people, and a need for power, and a desire to influence or control other people, which is the definition of power, which is the ability to influence other people. Designing jobs that motivate. Extrinsic rewards are rewards given to a person by the boss, the company, or some other person outside the person. Intrinsic rewards are rewards where worker derives directly from performing the job itself. This is where we want to persuade the boss that we are internally motivated and we have intrinsic reward and satisfaction in our job. Managers can make work more varied and interesting. A job rotation, changing from one task to another to alleviate boredom. This is important with our knowledge workers today to keep workers motivated. A job enlargement, giving people additional tasks at the same time to alleviate boredom. Usually done with little additional income. Managers can make work more varied and interesting with job enrichment, changing a task to make it inherently more rewarding, satisfying, and motivating. Hertzberg proposed two important job-related factors. He came up with hygiene factors. These are characteristics of the workplace, such as company policies, working conditions, and that's where we get the hygiene from, the cleanliness, the pay and supervision that can make people dissatisfied. Not that they're satisfied, but these working conditions make people dissatisfied. Motivators. Factors that make a job more motivating, such as additional job responsibilities, opportunities for personal growth, recognition, and feelings of achievement. The Hackman and Oldham model of job design seen in Exhibit 11.5. Skill variety is from the Hackman and Oldham model of job enrichment. Skill variety is the different job activities involving several skills and talents, task identity, the completion of a whole identifiable piece of work, and task significance, and an important positive impact on the lives of others. Autonomy, independence, and discretion in making decisions. Feedback is information about job performance. Growth need strength. The degree to which individuals want personal and psychological development. Empowerment. This is the process of sharing power with employees, thereby enhancing their confidence in their ability to perform their jobs and their belief that they are influential contributors to the organization. And I am a fan of empowerment only so far as that the employee demonstrates the need and the desire and the competence that they can be trusted with power. This is part of the philosophy of subsidiarity, of pushing decision-making down to its lowest possible place on the hierarchy of empowering employees, where when it's appropriate for and is shown from the employee through competence first. Achieving fairness. Equity theory. It's a theory that stating that people assess how fairly they have been treated according to two key factors: outcomes and inputs. Outcomes refer to the various things that people receive on the job: recognition, pay, benefits, satisfaction, security, job assignments, and punishments. Inputs refers to the contributions the person makes to the organization: effort, time, talent, performance, extra commitment, and good citizenship. Procedural justice is using a fair process in decision making and making sure others know that the process was as fair as possible. Quality of life. These are programs designed to create a workplace that enhances employee well-being as a quality of life. Quality of life programs are adequate and fair compensation, a safe and healthy environment, jobs that develop human capacities, a chance for personal growth and security, a social environment that fosters personal identity, freedom from prejudice, a sense of community, and upward mobility. Constitutionalism, or the rights of personal privacy, dissent, and due process. Number 7, a work role that minimizes infringement on personal leisure and family needs, and socially responsible organizational actions. Psychological contracts. This is a set of perceptions of what employees owe their employers, and what their employers owe them, the employees. Let us stop right here on Chapter 11, and I look forward to receiving your assignments and your input on this, on the work that you will be doing or that you have done on reading the text, Chapter 11, and I look forward to the next lecturette with you on Chapter 12. Thank you.